Hi everybody, my name is Mike Benitez. Welcome back to another video. Today, it's gonna be episode 4 of Ship Bios. And today, we'll be talking about the Titanic sister ship, HMHS, or His Majesty Hospital Ship, Britannic. Work on Britannic, or Gigantic as she was known at the time, began in 1914. She was the third of the Olympic-class liners that consisted of RMS Olympic and the infamous RMS Titanic. But her construction was delayed because of the sinking of the Titanic. And she was made improvements like raising the bulkheads of another 5 decks up, and adding more lifeboats with 48 lifeboats now. But the most distinctive feature, which didn't make Britannic a so-called replica, a so-called look-alike, like the Olympic and Titanic, was because of her lifeboat davits that are right here, as you can see them right now. Sorry, here and here, back to the stern. Britannic was indeed to be the largest ship in the world, which she actually was, because she was 5 tons larger than Titanic and Olympic. But she would never fulfill her destiny as a passenger liner. Since she was launched in 1915, and this was right after the sinking of the RMS Lusitania, she was taken straight out of the passenger duties and put into hospital ship duties. All her fittings were taken out, and the promenade deck was made into a hospital ward. A pipe organ, which was supposed to be on the Britannic, is on display at a Titanic museum. Britannic's duty as a hospital ship was to carry casualties and to make them feel more helpful for the war effort. Britannic made 5 successful journeys to the Mediterranean, and all she returned safely. But on her 6th and final voyage, after serving only for 11 months, she was doomed. On November 12th, 1916, HMHS Britannic departed from Southampton, heading to Lemnos, to take on casualties and injuries of war. This would seal her fate, and 30 aboard her. The captain of the Britannic at the time, and had captained her since her main voyage, and watcher being billed, was Captain Charles A. Bartlett. After being delayed for several days in Naples because of a storm, the Britannic set sail from Naples on her way to Lemnos on the 19th of November, 1916, but only 2 days later she will meet her fate. Britannic had just entered the Aegean Sea and was sailing to Lemnos. All was quiet, but at 8:12 a.m. on November 21st, 1916, an explosion occurred off her starboard bow. It is unknown what caused the explosion, but it is said that it was a torpedo, but no torpedoes were in the area at the time. It is most likely that the ship was hit by a mine. Britannic was supposed to stay afloat with 6 compartments flooded, as with Titanic was supposed to stay afloat with 4 compartments flooded. But the explosion kicked off a coal dust explosion, which damaged several of the fireman's tunnel and several of the bulkheads. This would seal the fate of the Britannic. Following the explosion, there was an immediate list to starboard, but sadly, 2 lifeboats were launched too quickly, and they were swamped into the propellers of the Britannic, smashed to bits, killing 30 men and women. Mostly crew, but also some of the medical corps on board. These were the only casualties in the sinking. The crew on board was able to launch 35 lifeboats successfully, other than the 2 that got smashed to bits by the propellers. But in 53 minutes, the Britannic sank into the Atlantic Sea. Well, as in the movie, I will show you what happened to how the ship sank. Please, before I show this clip, Disclaimer, I do not own this footage. Everything goes to their rightful owners. What you just saw there, ladies and gentlemen, was true. Britannic sank in 53 minutes. In 53 minutes. 2 hours more, 2 hours less than the Titanic went down. Even though she was larger than her sister. Then, after the sinking, much curiosity went into how the explosion went. Like, how did the explosion happen? Torpedo? Mine? Explosion within the ship? You decide. It's unknown what caused the explosion. Following immediately of this, Britannic is the largest wreck in the world. But Britannic is not forgotten. In 2000, a movie titled Britannic was made in honor of the disaster. Yep, even though I have several things that I really don't like about this movie. First, there was no German spy on board. Second, the explosion could not have come within the ship. But that's my opinion. Keep it to yours. Please don't demonetize me for this, whoever owned the film. I was only doing this for education purposes. So that was the story of HMHS Britannic, the youngest sister, or perhaps the biggest sister, of the RMS Titanic. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, this November 2021, please pay respect for the Britannic and the 30 who lost their lives on board her. I hope by making this video, people will remember Britannic as the sister of the Titanic. This is Michael Benitez signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please pay respects to Britannic. This is Michael Benitez signing out.